It's Friday night. Welcome to DA Wrestling Smackdown Review. Riding solo today. Sip of beer for the working man. On tonight's show, uh, we get more progression with KO and Cody. We get a U.S. title defense, a tag team title defense. Nia and Michin got pushed to next week in Berlin, uh, and many more. And as Andrew likes to say, pitter patter, let's get at her. All right, so we started the show off tonight with Grayson Waller Effect, who apparently was streaming on his Instagram Live, and his guest was Cody Rhodes, and Waller wouldn't let Cody get any of his stuff in, um, interrupting his entrance, uh, interrupting his "so what do you want to talk about" line, and and going on to accuse Cody of using Orton and Owens to kind of keep his title since he won at WrestleMania. Cody responds with um, Cody responds with challenging Grayson Waller with whether or not he's been a good friend to Austin Theory, and tells Austin that we all see it and we're just waiting if Austin's going to do anything about it. Which prompted Grayson Waller to play this video of the many times that Kevin Owens has turned on people in his WWE career. One didn't make sense because he didn't turn on John Cena. He just attacked John Cena. But surprisingly, they showed the Festival of Friends from 2017 with Chris Jericho. And yeah, so even though it's archived footage, we had a AEW talent on WWE television tonight, for whatever that's worth. And so that prompted Kevin Owens to come out, and he said in his defense, every one of the people deserved it, except for Kofi Kingston, and apologized to Kofi. But then he was talking to Nick Aldis and set up a tag team match for the main event, which was Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens versus A-Town Down Under. And yeah, so later on the night, we saw Cody and Kevin getting ready for the match, and uh, Kevin just wanted to assure Cody like he's not that guy anymore, and you know Cody's pretty cool with it, which leads to the match. Uh, Cody's getting beaten down, beaten down, beaten down. Eventually, hot tagged Owens, and Owens just cleans house. Eventually, Owens picks up the win, and after the match, as they're selling, they were doing the hard sell for this Bash for Berlin event next Saturday. Uh, Owens and Cody are celebrating in the ring, but the camera comes back and Owens is holding the title and Cody's back's turned. And just as it looked like Owens was about to nail Cody with the title, he just put it in Cody's chest, and Cody looked shook as Kevin just did his regular deal, where he's kicking the ropes and inviting Waller and Theory back in the ring to get their ass kicked. Uh, so I mean, I guess I still don't think Cody Rhodes is losing this match, but I think that they've done a good job at building KO as a contender, without having to have him turn. Now, do I still think a turn's coming, as I've mentioned, possibly over the last couple of weeks? Kind of. It wouldn't surprise me, but it also wouldn't shock me if They stay the course, and Kevin just accepts the loss, and you know, him and Cody stay friends. Uh, so I guess next I'll move in bloodline involvement for the night, where we had they showed a recap of the beatdown of Roman Reigns last week. Um, Solo came out, said Roman's done, and then he issued a challenge to the winner of Cody and Kevin Owens. Um, he wants next. And then he asked Jacob Fatu um, as the enforcer to surrender his tag team title and give it to Tongaloa. So it was the Guerrillas of Destiny defending the tag titles against the Street Profits. And good match up until your usual bloodline involvement. Fatu with the super kick with the boot on, while Solo's distracting the ref. And then, yeah, that's it. Bloodline picks up the win. After the match, Bloodline's beating down the Street Profits when um, and DIY comes out to make the save, and they're about to hit Solo with meat in the middle. When Jacob Fatu breaks it up and Solo spikes both of them. I could see eventually a a triple threat tag team title match at some point between these three teams. But I could also see at some point perhaps Street Profits and DIY versus the entire bloodline. Because we haven't seen the entire bloodline in action yet. It's always been three of them. Uh, so, I mean, I think that's a direction you can go, especially until Roman decides to come back. Apparently, he was pulled from advertising for the September 13th episode of SmackDown. So, I mean, whatever he's got going on, I hope he's doing all right. Um, and just very quickly, in other news, broke the other day, yesterday, I think. Ricochet has signed a multi-year deal with AEW, and yeah, I think we all saw this coming. He'll fit in fine there. They're probably going to run back Ricochet and Ospreay really quickly. Um, for those uninitiated, uh, the 2016 Best of the Super Junior tournament, Ospreay and Ricochet was a very controversial match at the time, but I think it was a catalyst in the shift of the work that we see today. That's basically all I'm going to say about that. Yeah, so they moved Nia and Michin, which was originally scheduled for this week, to next week, and it's going to be a street fight. Basically, Nia was just backstage, was in no mood for anybody, but it looks like they may have kind of found something here with Nia, Tiffany, and Pretty Deadly. I think this could be pretty entertaining. So we'll stay tuned to see what's up. The 6-woman tag, Bianca, Jade, and Naomi ended up picking up the win. Bianca and Jade are going to finally get their one-on-one rematch with Dawn and Fire at Bash in Berlin next weekend. LA Knight, Santos Escobar. LA Knight comes down to the ring, but he gets jumped by the rest of Legado del Fantasma. Before the match even starts, they get ejected for doing so. But eventually, LA Knight comes back. He was standing on, okay, for the OSW listeners out there, he was standing on Brett's rope. He was standing on the middle rope, but then jumped up to the top, hit an elbow drop, and then hit the BFT for the win. Uh, really good. Looks like Andrade and Carmelo Hayes are not done yet. They had a little spat at a barbershop. Um, so I mean, keep feeding that to me. Like those two have been doing great work. Um, so I think like that pretty much covers everything from SmackDown. I mean, I apologize for the shorter episode. I mean, I'm still getting used to these solo ones and not having Andrew to bounce off of, where he'll spark ideas in my head where it gives me something to go off of. Um, but this will be uploaded tomorrow. Um, come back Monday, or sorry, Tuesday morning. We'll have Raw up. Hopefully, we can talk a little bit of All In if both of us get to kind of get the gist of what happened, if one of us happens to watch it. Um, in the meantime, in between time, uh, go ahead, like, share, and subscribe over on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, go give us a follow on Spotify, Podbean, wherever you find your podcasts, except for Apple. We're not on iTunes. I will get to that eventually. Um, for the rest of you listening on audio, please go find us on YouTube, DA Wrestling Podcast. And until then, you can find the show DA Sports Podcast on Instagram, DA Sports Pod on X. Uh, he's not here, but he is A Purcell 1982 on Instagram, Andrew Day Sports on TikTok. I'm D Lions 1991 on X, and we'll catch you down the road.